So I thought it would be appropriate for the first review that I do on this channel to be on the first drama I ever watched, and that was 2009 Korean drama Boys Over Flowers, or Boys Before Flowers, and it's based on a Japanese manga called Hanyore Dango. Now, I was familiar with the manga because it was one of the first manga that I ever read, and I really loved it. And I watched the anime, and I've since watched most of the drama versions of it. There's like two that I just found out about, like a Turkish one and another one I can't think of right now. And there's also currently an American version called Boys Before Friends that's currently airing, and I will do a review comparing those soon. But yeah, so it's a really popular story. But I decided to watch Boys Over Flowers because it was based on that, and yeah. I'd never watched a Korean drama before. I didn't even know what those were. And it was just dramas are just different from, I'm used to American shows and some British shows, but I've never watched really any shows from any other countries. But they're almost like, Korean dramas are more like a miniseries or a really long movie. They're usually just one season. Each episode is usually like an hour and 5 minutes to an hour and 10 minutes long. And there's usually about 16 to 20, give or take. There's some longer, some shorter. And I'm just really enjoyed that, and that kind of started, you know, my current addiction to all Asian dramas. But Boys Over Flowers, basically, it's about a girl named Gwam Jeon-di who, through some different events, is able to attend a really prestigious high school. And she isn't homeless, poor, but she's way less well off than the student body, who are like the children of uber rich people and politicians and things like that. So she doesn't really fit in, and she doesn't like it. She's just trying to get through to graduate. And there's also at the school a group of 4 boys who are called the F4, and they're the best looking and the richest guys in the school, and they run the school. And they're huge jerks, all of them, and they randomly pick people that annoy them and give them a red flag. And once you get a red flag in the school, the F4 basically torture you till you leave themselves, and they get the other students just willingly participate and make someone's life miserable. And Jeon-di doesn't like their behavior, but she, you know, is just ignoring it and trying to get through. But she actually makes a friend, and that friend accidentally angers the F4, and Jeon-di takes up her friend, and she then gets a red flag, and she's the first girl to ever get a red flag. And then it's just, the rest of the drama is just about her relationship with the F4, how that relationship changes, and then more so focusing on her relationship with the leader, Gu Jin-pyo, and the other F4 member who's his best friend, Yoon Ji-hoo. And it's very similar. I mean, there's differences, of course, but it follows pretty much the same structure as the manga. And this drama is just such a polarizing drama, I found, from reading reviews and from being on different drama sites, that people either really love or they really hate it. And I can totally understand both sides. I love it. It's not perfect by any means, and I'll get into that. But I love the source material, and I like the drama. I think there's a lot of good elements that make up for the bad ones. So I will start by saying, for the cons for the drama, let's go ahead and go into what is not so great. And the first and most glaring flaw of Boys Over Flowers compared to the other versions I've seen is the female lead. So Guam Jeon-di is basically the Mikino Sakushi character, and she is portrayed by Koo Hae-sun, and that girl is probably one of the worst Korean actresses I've ever seen. Now, I've read and done more research on it, and just, you know, and she was 25 when they filmed it, so she was, I'm not sure if it was just all her or some of the director, but she wanted to act younger. And here's my thing with her. There's acting younger, and then there's acting like you're a mentally challenged 6-year-old. And I don't think she quite understood that. But she's horrible. I haven't watched this actress in any other dramas. I guess I should, to give her a second chance, but I've read reviews on all her other dramas, and they all pretty much say her acting doesn't improve. She just acts so stupid, which really annoys me. She gets better towards the middle end of the drama. She settles down more, because she at first is like all over the place, making these exaggerated facial features and just acting so annoying. But she gets better, but still, it's like there's other things wrong with the drama, but I feel like if she had portrayed the character differently, or there was a different actress, I feel like this could have been way better than it ended up being. So that's, and I know the people that don't like it, that's also another thing they don't like, is her performance, which I've seen most of the versions, and she is the worst Mikino character in any of the versions. Another thing, it's a drama, it's based on a manga, it's going to be cheesy. I think it's really hard to take, especially like a, shoujo manga, to make those situations and make it realistic. Not gonna, it's gonna be cheesy. All the versions are cheesy. So I don't, that can be a con to some people who don't like the really exaggerated situations and whatever. But it's fine, because like I said, I'm familiar with the story. I enjoyed it. So really, and also the second half of the series, there's 25 episodes. The second half, some people don't find as enjoyable as the first half, which I get, because the first half was more of like Jeon-di going against F4 and just more stuff happening like that. There's more comedy. In the latter half of the series, there's not as much, like, relationships are formed, and just there's more like dramatic, serious stuff happening in the second half, and most people that I've seen that don't like it, or even don't like the second half as much. But I did. I liked the the whole series the same. But besides that, oh, okay. The English. Oh my goodness. If you've watched Korean dramas, or if you haven't, 99% of the time when a character speaks English in a Korean drama, or, well, mostly in Korean dramas that I've seen it, the pronunciation is either way, way off, or the English is spoken well, but the acting is terrible. It's like one or the other. And Won Bin, one of the F4 members, does this like ghetto English, and it's hilarious, but it's kind of painful. So besides that, those are the bad points. So the good points, of course, everybody loves Lee Min-ho. I like Lee Min-ho. He's cool. He's attractive. He's a decent actor. I don't think he's the best actor in the world, but he did really good in his portrayal of Gu Jin-pyo the leader of the F4, or the Domyoji Tsukasa character. He just really, I don't know, he just really did a good job with that character, and I think if he hadn't been in the drama, or wasn't someone as good as he was with the character, that drama would not have been as good as it was. He really brought a lot of humor, and his characters just went through a lot of transformation. His character had depth, and I really liked that. I thought it was a good portrayal of the Domyoji character. And then I like Kim Hyun-jun, and sorry if I mispronounced that. I do the best I can. I don't speak Korean. I wish. As Ji-hoo, like, I love him. Ji-hoo's like the perfect male specimen. Some people didn't like his performance as Ji-hoo because they said it was very stiff and whatnot, but here's the thing. The Ji-hoo character, or the Rui Hanazawa character, he is that way. Like, I thought he captured the character fine. Rui is like very cold like that, and very standoffish and hard to get to know, and I just thought that was the character. I mean, he did fine with that, and I enjoyed him in it. And also, in every other version I've seen, I have never once, because Rui is kind of like the second male lead, I have never once shipped Rui with Makino in any version. But in this version, I really liked Ji-hoo more with the female lead, and I think that's because in the Korean version they decided to have them spend so much time together. Their relationship is different than Rui and Makino's relationship in other versions. They just spent so much time together, and they had such a bond that was created. I just really ended up liking Ji-hoo better for her, better for John D toward the end, and I still feel that way. Like, I never knew what second lead shipping was, or even shipping, like, can you tell from Tumblr, until I watched this. But there has since been lots of dramas where I've shipped second lead, of course, when you know that's going to just lead to heartbreak and ugly crying. But yeah, I really liked the Ji-hoo character. And just the F4, I just love the F4, the relationship they have with John D. The F4 they're fun, and they have that just unique relationship. And I don't know, it's like they have a tracking device implanted on John D, because wherever she is, if she's ever in trouble, like, they can just show up like superheroes and like save her. It's quite funny. But yeah, I mean, it's cheesy. It's so cheesy. All the versions are. It has some bad points. If you watch it, you might not like it if you're not into the, exaggerated comedy and stuff like that. But I really enjoyed it. It started me on this journey that I'm still going on with dramas. And yeah, if you haven't seen it and you're interested in it, I always tell people that want to get into dramas, I always start them off with Boys Over Flowers, because I feel like, there's other better dramas you can start with, of course, but I feel like Boys Over Flowers is really good to see what their tastes are, because if you watch it and like it, hey, I can suggest you like 5 other dramas similar to that you'll like. But if you watch it and don't like some part of it, I can also suggest stuff for you that you'll like. If you want something more serious, or with more romance or less romance, or it's just a good springboard to start off with for dramas. So yeah, that was my long rambling review of Boys Over Flowers. It's a great drama. I really enjoyed it. I've rewatched it like 6 times since early 2012, and I've gotten a ton of different people to watch it as well. And overall, it's about 8 out of 10 for me because of the enjoyment factor. And yeah, even though again it's not perfect, but no drama really is. So yeah, that's my review of Boys Over Flowers. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you have any dramas or, you know, Asian type movies you would like me to watch or rate or review, just let me know. Thanks.